welcome back. So what we're looking at today is lesson 15, part whole ratios. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So a recipe for maroon paint says mix 5 milliliters of red paint with 3 milliliters of blue paint. Now we're not going to use the snap cubes to represent these since we don't all have them. But if we were to use snap cubes to represent the amounts of red and blue paint in the recipe, and then we can draw a sketch to represent this paint. So it tells us 3 milliliters of blue paint. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 milliliters of blue paint. And then it's mixed with 5 milliliters of red paint. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there would be our representation. We'd have 5 red cubes and 3 blue cubes. So what amount does each cube represent? Well, it represents 1 milliliter. So how many milliliters of maroon paint will there be? Well, if each one of these is 1, we've got 3 blue and 5 red. So 3 plus 5. 5 plus 3 equals 8 milliliters maroon paint. Now, for number 2, suppose each cube represents 2 milliliters. How much of each color of paint is there? So if now each one of these is 2, well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Same thing with blue. 2, 4, 6. We doubled the amount. So 10 plus 6 is 16 milliliters of maroon. Suppose each cube represents 5 milliliters. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. 3 times 5 is 15. And 25 plus 15 is 40. Suppose you need 80 milliliters of maroon paint. How much red and blue paint would you mix? Be prepared to explain your reasoning. So we have the 80 milliliters. We know that in one batch, it's 8 milliliters. So if we take 80 and divide by 8, we're going to get 10. And so 10 times 5 will give us 50. And 10 times 3 will give us 30. So we need 50 milliliters of red and 30 milliliters of blue. If the original recipe is for one batch of maroon paint, how many batches are in 80 milliliters of maroon paint? So it'd be 10 batches since we multiplied these each by 10, since we changed that cube from a value of 1 milliliter to 10 milliliters. So you can see that here with the cubes and the 10. All right, sneakers, chicken, and fruit juice. Solve each of the following problems and show your thinking. If you get stuck, consider drawing a tape diagram to represent the situation. So the ratio of students wearing sneakers to those wearing boots is 5 to 6. If there are 33 students in the class and all of them are wearing either sneakers or boots, how many of them are wearing sneakers? So first, let's take and draw this out. So we know that there's sneakers to boots is 5 to 6. So that means we have 5 sneakers. This is sneakers. And 6 boots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our boots. So if we count up how many we have total, we have 6 plus 5, which is 11. So 11 total in this ratio. And if there's 33 students, so we're going to take 33 and divide by 11, which is going to give us 3. So that means each one of these boxes represents 3 students wearing each of these items. So in terms of the blue, 3 times 6 is 18. So there's 18 boots. And 3 times 5 is 15. So there's 15 students wearing sneakers. All right, for number 2. A recipe for chicken marinade. It says mix 3 parts oil with 2 parts soy sauce and 1 part orange juice. If you need 42 cups of marinade in all, how much of each ingredient should you use? So I'm going to come down here, split this in half. This side will be for number 2. So we've got oil with 1, 2, 3. So this is our oil. We've got soy sauce, the 2. And we've got the juice. So now we need 42 cups total. Looking at this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we take 42 and divide by 6, we get 7. So that means each one of these parts is going to need 7. So part is your key word for this lesson, part. So each one of those has 7. So we should use, 7 times 3 is 21. So 21, hang on, pulling, cutting through. 21 cups soy sauce, oil. 14 for the soy sauce. And 7 for the juice. So we just took each one of these. Remember, each one of these boxes represents 7. So each part represents 7. All right, for the last one, Elena makes fruit punch by mixing 4 parts cranberry juice to 3 parts apple juice to 2 parts grape juice. If one batch of fruit punch includes 30 cups of apple juice, how large is this batch of fruit punch? So for this one, we have our cranberry. We've got our cranberry is 4, 2, 3, 4. So this is cranberry. Our apple is 3. And our grape is 2. So it tells us the fruit punch has 30 cups of apple juice. If we take 30 and divide it by 3, since apple juice has 3, so 30 divided by 3 equals 10. So that means each one of these is going to be 10, since they all have to have the same amount, since we're looking at parts. So that means for cranberry juice, we're going to have 40. For apple juice, we know we have 30. And for grape juice, we have 20. Now, if we add these all together, 40 plus 30 is 70, plus 20 is 90. So that's how much fruit punch we have, is 90 cups of the fruit punch. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.